Let's give a great round of applause to Lance Miller for his speaker leadership.
And all that off a telephone, can you imagine that? I've got a lot of, like I said, hands-on experience in really the down and dirty on what it takes to build a Toastmasters club, lead a Toastmasters club. I'm going to summarize it with this story. I grew up in a small town in Indiana, and there's two big things that happen in the state of Indiana. One is the state basketball tournament. The second one is the Indianapolis 500. And when I was a kid, my dad took me out to the Indianapolis 500 4 different times. And during May, when the time trials are going on, it is the thing everybody in the state of Indiana is listening to and watching what's happening out at the track. And I think it was about 1968, 69, I'm listening to the radio, and they're interviewing a driver about the first time he got to drive an Indy car. And he said, a friend of his said, I'll get you in the pits, and I know the owner, and I'll get you in the car. When you get in it, whatever happens, just tell him it's not getting enough gas. And the driver said, I didn't understand what he was talking about until he got in the car. And he said it scared him to death. It was the most powerful thing he'd ever driven, and he was scared to death to be driving around the track, so he's not going very fast. So they flagged him into the pits, and they go, what's going on? And he goes, it's not getting enough gas. They open the hood, and the mechanics adjust everything, they push him back out again, he's not going very fast. They flag him back, what's going on? He goes, it's not getting enough gas. They adjust it again, bring him third lap, they pull him in, the owner pulls him out of the car, puts his driver in, who goes out and just spins around the track at speed. He goes, the owner looked at me and he goes, it's not getting enough gas. You're not giving it enough gas. That's the problem. That's the problem with most Toastmasters clubs. We're just not giving it enough gas. And it just takes more energy. It took a lot more energy to run that club than I thought it was going to take. And it's not something you do for an hour a week. To have a successful club, you're putting energy into it all the time. But the caveat to that, the benefit of that is, as I learned to run Toastmasters clubs, as I became successful in that environment, it bled over immediately into my work environment. And I started to see the amount of energy, the amount of effort, the amount of communication, the amount of organization, the amount of inspiration, the amount of motivation I needed to be putting into my environment on a daily basis, and I learned how to do that by making a club work. And I'm just telling you, I've seen something in Toastmasters that most people haven't. How many people here have ever been Vice President of Education? Have you ever gotten around to May and you're begging someone to please complete a speaking level so you can get your DCP point? And again, they always have these nasal tones and they go, I don't know if I really want to do that. I wanted to do that when I wanted to do that. Not thinking somebody else wanted me to do it. Right side on. I have a tendency to just take those people out and shoot them. Okay? Used to be acceptable in society. It's not anymore. Okay? I said I'm not politically correct, so please don't try to correct me. Here's what happened in my club. May would come around, and the Vice President of Education would be getting calls from members going, you haven't given me enough speaking slots to finish my level by June 30th. You find me speaking slots. I'm not going to be responsible for this club not being a top 10 club. You find me speaking slots. It went from, I don't know, man, I want to do to, you find me speaking slots. Now, I don't know many clubs that have that kind of attitude with the membership. And when I saw the twinkle in both eyes with my members and their lives changing and them driving to be the best in the world, and I saw how that changed people's lives. And then I look at clubs that have 10, 12, 15 people in it, and they're having a hard time getting through an 1 hour meeting. I'm going, what are you doing? So, that's where I come from. I've seen that. And I know that that is something we can all achieve in Toastmasters, is that type of an environment that makes that much change in people. The game we're playing is a communication and leadership school. Okay? Now, I'm popping on this thing a lot. Is that... You take care of it, please. See how I did that? Leadership.